I am going to create this application from the scratch. This is a practical mini CRUD web application including Blazor WebAssembly based UI, ASP.NET Core Web API based middle tier, and SQL Server database based backend. This application covers many topics related to Blazor WebAssembly and ASP.NET Core Web API. This application includes 3 parts. In the UI part, we will cover add new product, edit product, delete product, QuickGrid and its properties, pagination and items per page selector, column-based sorting, custom filter, row highlight, confirmation pop-up, clear form, form validation and validation summary, API service injection in Blazor. In the API part, we will cover appsettings.json file and the API-based URL setting. Service injection in the API's Program.cs file, namely SQL Server connection, repository service injection, etc. Adding cause policy, creating repository service by using Dapper ORM, creating endpoints of the API controller, for example, get all products, get specific products by ID, edit product, delete product, etc. Then we will cover calling APIs endpoints in the Blazor WebAssembly UI. In the database portion, we will create a table, then insert some test data. In the following section, first we will create the backend, then we will create the API, finally we will create the UI. Now let's get started from the backend. This is the SQL Server Management Studio I just launched. We have a database here, testDB, and inside the tables we don't have any user table yet. Therefore, first I will create a user table. Namely, I will create a products table, then insert it some data. Actually, I have prepared a script. I will just copy the script and paste it here. The script will create a table and then insert some data. Let's do that. This is the script I have prepared. First, we will create a simple products table. The products table includes few columns, namely ID, product name, product price, date of import, and product availability. In the second step, we are going to insert some test data. For example, the first product is C# book, second is pen, and the third one is notebook, and the fourth one is laptop. First, let's execute the script and create the table, then insert the data. Okay. I just execute the script. There are 4 rows has been affected, and we have inserted this data. Okay, let's check it. Refresh the tables. Here is the products table. Let's display the data and check it. It looks good. These records will be used during the web API creation and the testing of the web API's endpoints. Of course, after we complete the UI portion, we are going to add new products to this table. If necessary, we are going to edit it. If necessary, we are going to delete data from this table. Now let's get started to create the ASP.NET Core Web API. First, create a new project. Select this one, ASP.NET Core Web API, then click Next, give a project name, click Next. It's being created. The project has been created successfully. In the first step, let's create connection string. This is the SQL Server Management Studio. I have a local database here. Therefore, I just get the server name. This is my server name. Just copy it. Connection string. Okay, this is the connection string, default connection, and this is the server name, database name, and we are going to use Windows authentication. Therefore, trusted connection is true, and trust service certificate is true. Now save it. In the second step, inject some services. Open the program files. Actually, the program files is very simple. This is the container. We are going to add some service to the container. First, we are going to add base address if needed. That's it. Okay, this is the first step. Now in the second step, I am going to inject SQL connection. If we inject SQL connection inside the program files, later in the repository, we're not going to initiate the SQL connection. We just use it because in the program file, we just injected it, and we can use it, that SQL connection, across the application. Before inject it, I am going to get some resources from NuGet. Go to NuGet, packages. Therefore, we are going to get system data SQL client, actually. This one. Just install it. Okay, in the same time, we are going to use Dapper. Therefore, now we also install the Dapper ORM. Dapper is an ORM. Install. Okay. We have it here. Just copy this. Copy. Paste it here. We just added SQL connection as a service. Therefore, we can use this SQL connection across the application without another initiation. Great. Please remember, later when we create the repository, we also inject the repository here. When we're trying to access these APIs in the point from the WebAssembly project, at that time it's different sources. Therefore, we are going to add the cause and configure the cause policy here. Now we don't have a UI project yet, but I just enter it as a temporary name. Later we will change it. WithOrigins, select WithOrigins. Later we will change it. Now let's just add temporary URL here. Okay. After this, we are going to enable cause with the specific policy. Just copy this policy, copy it, just paste it here. Now it's good. This is 4 and this should be 5, step 5. Okay, this looks good. One more thing, we need to configure the HTTP request pipeline. If something happens, namely if it happens some error at that time, we are going to display that error. Therefore, we are going to add one error related line here. For example, step 6, configure the HTTP request pipeline. If error is happened, therefore it will become here and then it will be manage the error, especially in the development environment. Therefore, I will just do it for the development environment. Is development, okay, then exception handle, then just go to the errors page here. Okay, let's summarize it. Actually, in the default condition, this program file is very simple. We just saw that. However, in order to run this application, we just added several steps. First, we have added the base address. Sometimes we need this because we are going to use the base address across the application. Then, in the second step, we just add a SQL connection as an object. Thus, there is no need to initiate the SQL connection across the application because we just inserted it here and added it as transient by using the default connection. We just created in the appsettings file, we create the SQL connection object. We injected it here. Therefore, across the application, we can use the SQL connection without initiating it. Then, later, we will inject the repository here as a service. Therefore, I just do it to here. Then, step 4, we add the cause service and configure the cause policy because we are going to use Blazor WebAssembly. Then, we are going to use this API. Namely, we are going to call this API's endpoint inside the Blazor WebAssembly application. Therefore, we need to add this course policy here. I just added it. This is the base URL of the UI project or Blazor WebAssembly project. I didn't create yet. Later, when I created it, this port might be different. At that time, I just changed. Step 5, we just added this in the application, because we just build the application. Now this is the application, and we just use cause and use on the allow specific origin. The specific origin is here. Okay. In the step 6, we just add one error page management, especially in the development environment. That's it. Save it. Until here, we just created the API, and we just set on the app settings and some injections in the program files. In the next step, we are going to create one object, namely the product object, because in the previous section just created the products table, for example here. Therefore, we need to create one product object. So the product object will be used in the API, and as well as will be used in the Blazor WebAssembly UI project. Namely, this product object should be common for both API and UI. Therefore, it's better to create that object in a library. During the usage, we are going to reference that library in the API as well as reference in the UI project, namely Blazor WebAssembly project. Now, let's do it. First, we need to add BlazorCrud shared library project. Add project. Because it's library, therefore Razor class library. Then click next. BlazorCrud shared library. Then click next. Create. It has been created here. Actually, this is an example class. We don't need it, so I need to delete it. Okay, this is also one example component. I don't need it because this is library. Therefore, I just delete it. Okay, now I just need one product object. Therefore, just create a modules folder. That's it. Now we have ID, product name, product price, date of import, and finally availability. We just have few columns. These properties correspond to the columns of the table in the database. Save this. Now we need to reference this project inside the API. Add project reference, then just add this. Okay, now we can use this inside our API. In the next step, we are going to create repository. Actually, the repository is a service. Later, we are going to inject repository inside the program files. First, create one folder here. First, we need to create the repository interface. The name should be IProductRepository. Okay. Now we are going to need several endpoints. The first endpoint is we are going to get all products. The second one is we are going to get product by ID. Then we need to add new products. Then we need to edit or update products. Finally, if necessary, we are going to delete products by using ID. Therefore, in total, I need 5 endpoints. So first, I just enter the endpoints name here. Okay. Okay, this is the first endpoint. The second one is get product by ID async. The third one is okay. Now I have 5 endpoints here. The first one is task I enumerable product get products async. This will be get all products. Then I have an endpoint task product get products by ID async. I will pass the ID and then we will get the product, specific product. Then we need to add new products. Then pass the new product to the API. Finally, the product will be saved to the database. Then, if necessary, sometimes we need to edit products. This is edited product, and we pass this method, and it will be saved or updated in the database. Finally, if necessary, we are going to delete some product. Therefore, we pass the product ID and delete it if necessary. Save this. This is the IProductRepository interface. We need to implement this in the ProductRepository class. Therefore, I need to add that ProductRepository service here, namely that class. Okay, we just implement this. This is the interface. IDB connection, we just inject it in the program files here. We are going to use it here. DB connection. Okay, that's better. Okay, I also change here DB connection. Okay. Now we need to implement each methods. The first method is, we just saw that here, the first method is this one, get all products async. So just copy this. Okay, we are going to get products async, all products once. Therefore, this is the enumerable, and then we have product here, and therefore this is a list, this is an enumerable array. In this application, we are using Dapper. Therefore, we need to insert that Dapper first here using Dapper. We also use system data. Actually, we have system data here, and we have our models here. That's it. First, we create the script, SQL, add double quotation. Okay, we are going to write our SQL here because we are going to get all products. Therefore, we just enter select star from products, order by ID. That's it. Okay, then since we have the connection here, we just get the query async because we are going to use Dapper. It's very convenient since we have SQL here and we have the database connection here. It's very easy to get the all data once. Therefore, just return await because we are using async. Therefore, await here. Just this. DB connection, query async. We need to do that query async here because we are async here. That's it. This is very simple. This gets all products. Save this. The second one is get product by ID. I just copy this. This time, we are going to get a specific product by using ID. Therefore, first we create the SQL, then pass it to the DB connection. Okay, first let's do that. Select all from products where ID equal to this ID. That's it. Okay, therefore, select all from products Okay, now just save this. We have some error here. Select all from products where ID equal to ID. Then just return await DB connection, query first or default async because we need to async here. Okay, now this is good. Save this. We just implemented the second method and we have here other three methods: add products and update and delete. Therefore, I just prepared it in order to save time. I just copy it and paste it here. This is the third one, namely add product async. This is the product we are going to add, and this is the DB connection. DB connection here. DB connection. We just insert into products ID, name, price, availability, and the date of import. These are the corresponding parameters, and then finally select cast scope identity as int. Insert the ID of the last one. Okay, DB connection executes Scala async int. This is the SQL and this is the newly added product. Finally, we are going to return the product, newly added product. We have two methods as methods: update product async. Okay, so I just copy it because I have prepared it as well. Just paste it here. This is the product to be updated. Therefore, update products, set name, price, availability, date of import, and where ID equal to at ID. Then, using the connection, execute async. That's it. The final method is delete. I just copy it and paste it here. Just replace it. Okay, now delete from the products where id equal to @id. Then just execute async. This is the SQL and this is the id. That's it. Now we have completed our product repository service. Save this. In the update, it looks like we don't need to return anything because I think this is the error, the source of error. Okay, so just save this. We are not going to return anything because this is just update. It looks good. Save this. Now we have completed the repository service. In the next step, we are going to inject this repository service in the program files, then implement it in the controller methods. Okay, go to program files, then we are going to inject here. We just left a position for this. Builder, then services, then add singleton. Okay, iRepository, yeah, that's it. Builder, services, add singleton, then IProductRepository. This is the interface and this is the implementation of the repository service. We are going to use this repository service in the controller. In the next step, I am going to create controller. We have a controller folder here. Let's add the controller inside this folder. Add controller, go to API because this is API, and just select this API controller with some read and write action. Okay, first we need to create this one. The controller name, ProductsController. Okay, we just create the controller. Actually, we don't need all of this, therefore I just remove this, delete this one. Okay, first let's inject the IProductRepository. Okay, we just injected it. This is the initiation, and here we just injected it and we assigned it here. Okay, now we can use this product repository service. The first method is we are going to get all products because we have it here. First we need to implement this one. First we need to implement this. Okay, so I action result here. Then we are going to get the products, therefore we have all service methods here. We are getting all products, therefore get all products, get products async, get this method. Actually, we just return just like this. It's okay. First, I just save it. Actually, we have one thing here. I need to do this. I need to change the price format inside the product object. Therefore, just use on the for each. Okay. Then That's it. Namely, the price should be in money format. Just return the products. Okay, I have completed the first endpoint. Actually, this is a get method. Therefore, I should do this. HTTP get actual endpoint's name. Let's say it get products only. That's it. Now save this. I have completed the first endpoint. We are going to implement the second endpoint. Our second endpoint is get product by ID. Therefore, just copy this, come here, then okay, we are going to get product, get products by ID, this one. Let's return the product. That's it. This is very simple. If we need to enter some not found, at that time it's very easy to do. For example, if product equal to null, at that time just return not found. We have a not found here. Okay, we need to add endpoint here. This is also get method. Get product by ID. Then, because we are going to pass the product ID from the UI, therefore, save this. Then we are going to implement the third endpoint, namely the add product endpoint. Of course, that's HTTP post, therefore HTTP post. Okay, let's name it add product. That product comes from the UI, therefore we need to use from body. From body annotation here, then product. Because this is new product, underscore product repository, add products async. We just pass this product. In case after we add a new product, we need to return that product, namely the product just added. Therefore, we just use this method get the last added product. For that, we use this method. We just use this method. Okay, then therefore we just return it now. That's it. Until now we have added get product as async, get product by ID async, and add product. Then we have another two. One is update product, another one is delete product. In order to save time, I just prepared it and copy it, paste it here. This is the update. We are just passing the ID, and then we are passing the product. Actually, this is HTTP put. Then finally, we are going to delete some product if necessary. Therefore, I just copy it and paste it here. This is HTTP delete and delete by ID. Therefore, I just pass the ID and then using the product repository, we have delete method we created previously, therefore I just deleted it, pass the ID, it will be deleted it, and then going to return no content because we just deleted it. In the case of update, we also returns no content, but in other methods we are returning actual object. Okay, we just completed our controller's endpoints. Just save it. Now it's time to check the API, how it is work. Hopefully it should work. Therefore, I just run it and see the result. If this is okay, and in the next step, we are going to create the UI, namely the Blazor WebAssembly project, and then implement or call these endpoints we just created. Okay, it looks good. Actually, this is the default weather forecast, but this is not our endpoints. This is the default endpoints. In order to our endpoints, first we do some settings here. Okay, let's stop this and go to property, go to here. Okay, we need to add API, then products. Okay, this is the launch URL. Once we launch, and this URL should be show up, and I just copy this, paste it here. Okay, now let's save this, and I am going to launch this. Hopefully http localhost 5009/API, and the products should be displayed in the URL. Okay, let's do this. Okay, it looks good because API products, and then okay, we have endpoints, for example. So let's check that /get products. Now if this is work, okay, we get some error here. This is in the product repository service, and line 22 and line 24. Okay, let's go there. Repository 22 here. It's here. Okay, let's see. Select all from product. Okay, now error is here. Actually, the table name is not product but products. Therefore, I just added the S. So let's stop this, try again. Okay, now let's try again, save it. We just, in case, we just check it all places. Products. Okay, products, it looks good now. Okay, now I just run it. Let me test the first endpoint. Product get products. Hopefully this should get all 4 products we just entered previously. Okay, it looks good. Okay, it looks good. We just entered C# book, pen, notebook, and the laptop. It's here. Yeah, it's here. Okay. Now, the second endpoint is get product by ID. Okay, so get product by ID. Then, for example, we are going to get the first product, and the first, okay, this is the first product. If I enter 4, this should be laptop, for example. Yeah, this should be laptop. Okay, we just get the products. We just tested get products and get product by ID. And the next endpoints, we are going to test them in the UI, from the UI. For example, later we are going to add product and update and delete product from the UI portion. Now it looks like our API is good, and we have created our API. First, we just created one product class or product object inside the Blazor CRUD share library, and then we just add project reference to the Blazor CRUD API. After that, we created iRepository interface. Next step, we just implemented this IProductRepository inside the ProductRepository service. After we implemented our repository service, we just call it inside the ProductsController and created each endpoints. Now I just tested 2 of them. Later I will test add, update, and delete product from the UI. In the next step, we are going to create the Blazor WebAssembly based UI. This is the Visual Studio 22, and now let's create a UI project, namely the Blazor WebAssembly project. Create new project. We just create Razor WebAssembly standalone app. Select this, click Next. BlazorCrudUi, it looks good. Click Next. Check out this, click Create. Now the UI project has been created successfully. First of all, we need to add app settings inside the www root. Actually, this www root is the public folder of this website. Therefore, we are going to add app settings there. Please don't put security related information inside the app settings, because www root is the public folder of this application. Okay, now we are going to add app settings JSON file here. App settings JSON. Actually, this is a JSON file, so I delete it. Just put it just like this. We are going to use this in order to get the API based URL. First, I need to enter API base URL. Okay, we need to put the API based URL because across the application we are going to use the API. We have API here. Therefore, I just run it. Okay, this is the endpoint of the API. I just use the base paths. Therefore, I just, for example, copy this. Put it here. I just need to put the base path. Therefore, okay, until here. HTTP localhost 5009/API/. Save this. Actually, this app settings should be environment specific. Namely, for example, in the development, we should use the app settings.development something. Therefore, I just add it. Okay. JSON. App settings.development. When we deploy it, we will use app settings.prod. If we have a staging at that time, we just use the app settings.staging.json. Now I am going to use the development. Actually, it's same. Therefore, I just copy this, paste it here, just save it. Now I have API based URL. We are going to use this base URL across application. Therefore, we need to add this object inside the program files. Then we can use it across the application. In order to do that, first we need to add one class, namely appsettings class. Therefore, first I create one modules folder here. The class name should be appsettings. Then this class should be static because we are going to access its API-based URL across the application. Therefore, the class should be static. Then, one public method here. This is also static. String API-based URL. That's it. Save this. Now we have appsettings.json file here. Then we just created one static class just corresponding to the appsettings.json file. Now we are going to inject it inside the program files. Then we can use it across the application. Go to the program files. This program file is very simple as well. Before the run, just here, load. We need to use it globally. Therefore, we add it here. Put it here. Now, we have API-based URL. We just assign this to the API-based URL. Then we can use it across the application because, as we see here, it's static. Therefore, we can access it across the application anywhere. Therefore, appsettings class. This is the class appsettings. Then we have the property. Yeah, that's it. Save it. Now we can use this API-based URL across the application. Now we need some NuGet packages. The QuickGrid is very simple but very powerful. In the next step, I am going to get it via this NuGet packages. Of course, we can get it command line. First here, QuickGrid. This is the QuickGrid. We can also do it from here. From Tools, go to NuGet Package Manager. Here. Then .NET add package Microsoft ASP.NET Components QuickGrid. We can do that here. Okay, I just do it here. It's same. Okay, package has been installed. Now let's see here. It's installed. Okay, now we are going to use it. Now we are ready to create a page. Let's create a page. Therefore, in the case of page, we add. Okay, save it. Now we created the product page. In the next step, we are going to add this page to the navigation menu. Therefore, go to here. I just add it here. I just copy this. Just copy product page. Come here. Instead of this weather, since I don't use it, just put it here. And then just put it here. Products. Now save this. If I run this application, then it will be show up this page. just this page. Okay, first let's try it. It takes some time because this is the first time launching it. Okay, product page, it looks good. Now please see here, now we have created our UI application. This is the basic URL of this application. In order to access the API, we need to put this URL to the API's cause. Let's do that. Go to the API, stop the API. In the program file, we need to add allow specific origins. Okay, last time I said that this is temporary, therefore now I have the actual URL, therefore I just paste it here until the port. Okay, okay, now this application, namely this API, will be allow the specific origin, namely origin from this URL. Save this. Now we are going to add our QuickGrid application. This is the page we are going to add a lot of functionalities there. We didn't need this. Here, add project reference. Blazor WASM library, just check it and okay. Now we can use it inside our BlazorCrudUi project. Save this. Actually, we use this one in the page as well, therefore I just copy it. Okay. In the product page, first we need to inject Microsoft ASP.NET Components QuickGrid. We are going to use this QuickGrid. This is the C# code portion. First, we are going to get data from the database. Therefore, we need one object here. Now we can use this product list. First, I am going to populate this product list. Okay, then we have actually created the API's endpoint. Actually, we have API-based URL. Therefore, we are going to use it. As I mentioned previously, we have created appsettings state class. Therefore, we can use that. Okay, then we have base URL here. If product is list, then we call it. API-based URL. Then we have endpoints. Our controller name is products. Then endpoint name is get products. Okay. Now we can get our products. Then this one. Okay. I just created this. Actually, I use this code many places, namely when I update or when I add a product and I display alls again. Namely, I refresh the UI. Therefore, the best way is I just created one private async method and I call it here instead of it. Private async task get data. Then just put it here, just copy it, put it here, and instead of here I just call this one. That's easy. We can use this in other places. Save this. Now I can display this data in the QuickGrid. Therefore, let's add the QuickGrid. First, let's check it if the product list is null, or if product list equal to null, then we just show loading. Else, we just do the other things. Okay, now we are going to add the QuickGrid. It has many properties. Therefore, one by one, we are going to fill it. First, the important property is items. Namely, this is the item is going to display inside this QuickGrid. Therefore, we just give it this product list. We just get the product list here from the API, from the database, and therefore we just give it here. First thing. In later, we need some row IDs, for example. Therefore, we have row ID here, product, inside the product, we have ID property. We might use this later. Therefore, I just give it here, row ID. Sometimes we are going to access the property of the QuickGrid by using inside this code portion. Therefore, we just give it a reference, for example, and I can access the grid. For example, ref, just name it grid. I can access this, all of the property of the QuickGrid. Okay, then later I need the pagination. Later I will add it. Then I need some other properties. Later we will add it. At present we just did that because this is an object. This object is represent this QuickGrid. Therefore, in the code portion, we need to declare it. For example, QuickGrid. Actually, it's product. It's product. If null, that's it. Using this object, I can access all property of this QuickGrid. Therefore, this is very useful sometime. We need to add the properties. Namely, this is the grid, and we need some column, property column. We have property. The property actually is product ID. We are going to display ID, the first column. Then we give it some title, for example, ID. We need to add sorting, for example. If we click it, sort ascending. If we click again, if sort descending order. Therefore, we can add sortable here. Then it will be true. Then we need to align it in the left. Namely, if we have the product ID, display it in the grid in the left side of the column. For example, therefore align left. Then that's it. We just close it. We just completed the first column. Namely, this is the column of the product ID. Okay. Now we have other columns, for example, product name, product price, and the date of import, and the product availability. Therefore, I just copy this, then paste it here. Because we have some other columns, therefore I just copy it. Because this is date time, we are going to display it month, date, and the year format. Therefore, I can add here format. This is great. Format. Then MMDD YYY. Okay. Now it should be displayed in month, date, year format. Okay, this is great. Save this. Now we have another property, namely availability. Inside availability, actually we are going to show checkbox. Okay, before that we just add the availability as a text. I just copy this. Availability. Actually this is true or false. Okay, availability. Just delete this one. In this stage we have 5 properties here, 5 columns: ID, name, price, date of import, and availability. Later we are going to fix this availability. Now it's displayed true or false. Later we will change it to a checkbox, and then we add actions column. Namely, inside the actions column we can update or we can delete products. First, let's run this and see. Hopefully it should work. Let's see. Okay, this application is running. I need to run the API. Okay, API is running now. Okay, now let's refresh this. Okay, let's check this products. We get some error here. It's just showing loading and it didn't work. Therefore, there is something is wrong. Let me see it. Okay, we have some error here. It says system text JSON exception. Okay, something is wrong. It couldn't read some values. Okay, let's debug it and see. Now let's put breakpoint here, then refresh it. Okay, it comes here. Okay, just we need to go to next slide. Okay, error is here. Actually the base URL is null. This should not be null, therefore it couldn't read some data from app settings. Let us see this. Okay, here this is the app settings. Okay, I got the error. Might be this app settings, this S should be lowercase. Okay, let's stop this and just change this to lowercase. Settings, app settings. Okay, then just change this as well. App settings. Okay, now save this, try again. Hopefully it has been fixed. Okay, let's see it. Let me clean it and okay, now let's run again because we just clean it and also clean it from here. Okay, let me try it again. F10. Okay, now we just get it. It looks like previously we just used it camel case app, then capital S, app settings. Now we fixed it. Let's run it. F10. Okay, it comes here. Okay, now we are in the API. Great. Now we are here. Then we are going to get products. Next, it looks good. Okay, let's see this. It gets, yeah, it's okay. It get the 4 products, and then okay, we just F5. I do F5. Okay, the data has been displayed. We have ID, name, price, and date of import, then availability. We have also, because we just did a sortable, This is availability. True, true, false. Let's change it checkbox. And then below the availability, this menu, this column name, we are going to add one checkbox, filter. Let's do that in the next step. Let's add checkbox here. In order to add a control to this QuickGrid, we need template column. Therefore, first I just comment out this and stop this one. Then I need to add the template column because we are going to add checkbox here inside the QuickGrid. Template column, title. Therefore, the title is same. We need one parameter, namely active only, for example. Here, private pool. Okay, now just copy this one. Value, this is sometimes true and sometimes false. Based on this, we are going to display all true or false. Therefore, this is the bind value. Then another bind value is, here. Filter. Okay, actually this is a method. So I need to create one method here. Just copy this. Okay, come here. If active, we just display product list equal products, where only availability equal to true. We display this one. Else we display all. Display all means is we just copy this because we have that method, put it here, namely display all. Finally, we just refresh it. Refresh async. First, if it's active, namely the availability's value is equal to true, at that time we just display the true. Otherwise, we just get all data. That's it. Added this filter, and beside this, we just added one checkbox. Then when we click that checkbox or check it, and this method will be executed. Now, let's display availability data as an item. Okay, that should be displayed in the child content. Until now, we just displayed it true or false. This time, we are going to display it as checkboxes. Therefore, I just input the same checkbox, input checkbox. Then, this time, when it's child content, we use context here. Therefore, context, we have context here, and this context is actually representing one of the element inside that. Therefore, just availability here. Then this is it. That's it. Implemented one checkbox here, and this is the filter. Okay, sorry, this is a filter, this is the filter method, and this is the filter caption, and this is the checkbox. Okay, now save this. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Okay, I just F5. Okay, it looks good. Previously, we displayed it as true, 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 false. Now, this time, we just displayed it as checkboxes. And let's see here, because previously, we just only have availability. Now, we have this icon. And this icon is actually column option. You see here, and it has the title column options. Therefore, okay, so we have filter. Hopefully, if I check this, only show the checked elements. Okay. Yeah, check it. If I uncheck this, it displays all. It looks good. It's working great. Until here first, I just commented out property column. Instead of the property column, I just inserted template column because until now we just displayed the availability as text, namely true or false as text. Now we are going to display it as checkboxes. All values will be displayed as checkbox based on this availability value. For example, if the value is true, at the time the ordinary value will be displayed as checkbox. If it's false, at that time it just displays the checkbox. In the next step, adjust the font size. Another issue is the checkbox looks like a little bit small. So therefore, I need a little bit bigger checkbox, larger checkbox. Okay, let's do it. Later we will implement pagination. Therefore, in this stage, I also include the pagination. Just same as this. Let's implement this. Save this. First, copy this. Go to here. Okay. This is the QuickGrid. Then we just implemented, we just checkbox here, large checkbox. Just copy this and put it here because we have a checkbox here. Second place, we have a second checkboxes here. Okay. Now save this. Now let's see the result. Okay, before that, we just add a clear here. It's caching. Okay, now it looks great. The font size is large now. The checkbox also become large. Then this checkbox also a little bit large. Okay, this is good. Now it looks better. In the next step, I am going to add action columns. Inside the action column, we will have edit icon or edit button. Then we will have delete button. Then let's add one line here. And then let's add pagination here. For example, first let's add one line here. Then we will add actions column. Inside the actions column, we will have actually their edit, delete icons. Okay, this edit should be pencil icon. The delete should be trash icon. We will do that later. Then, in the lower part, let's display here total number, total items. For example, 100 something. Then in the far right side, here should be pagination, paginator. Okay, let's do this. I have prepared that icon. We have here cdnjs.com libraries font awesome. I am going to use font awesome CSS. Inside CSS we have many great icons. Therefore, I just select this, copy this, go to index page, just add here. Okay, then this should be style sheet. Okay, save this. Now we can use font awesome CSS. Save. In the next step, we are going to add one line. Actually, that line can be added via CSS. I just add here, for example, custom grid. Only add the line in the header portion. Therefore, just header. Let's do it gray. Okay, that's it. Save this. Just copy this. Put it here. Okay, now a line will be drawn just under the header portion. Save this. Now we are going to add actions column. Because it's actions column and inside action column we have icons. Therefore, it should be template column as well. We just saw that a template column. Therefore, I just prepared it and I will copy that and just paste it here and then explain it. This is the template column and the context is product, of course, and the title is actions. Inside action, I have declared one tr element because inside the tr, inside one line, we are going to show two icons. One is pencil and one is trash. Then we are going to use anchor element. We know that anchor, the default functionality of the anchor element is lead to another page most of the time. Therefore, in this column, namely in this action column, when we click it, we don't go to anywhere. We just go to display an edit form. Therefore, we need to print its default behavior. Namely, the anchor element's default behavior is lead to another page. But in this here, we are going to print it. Therefore, on click, prevent default. Therefore, this is very important. Okay, I have added line. I have prepared the icons. These are icons. Then the next one is pagination. I just add the pagination here. We have paginator. Inside the paginator, we have one property state. Okay, pagination state. Actually, this pagination state is important. This is one object. We will declare it in the code portion. Pagination state, this one. Items per page. We have property here. Okay, let's give it 10. Now we have prepared the pagination. This is the pagination state. We are giving it here, and then in the meantime, we are give it here because this is the QuickGrid. We are going to display the QuickGrid's content page by page. Therefore, I am going to implement it inside this QuickGrid. Therefore, actually this QuickGrid has pagination property. Then we just put it here. Pagination state. This is the pagination state. We just declare it. It's one object and the items per page is 10. Now, save this. Now we have added several things. First one, we have added one line here using this grid, this CSS. Then we have added actions column and there are two icons. We will see later. We will see soon. Then we have added pagination. The pagination is here. Now let's see it. Save it, compile again. Okay, it looks good. We have the line here and then we have action columns here. We have two icons. This is the edit icon, edit product, and this is delete product. Then we have the total items because we have now 4 items here. This is the total items and this is the pagination. Okay, because we just declared it, the pagination, the number of items per page is 10, therefore it's just showing the first page. Okay, it looks good. Now we are going to implement the content of the edit, and then also we will implement the delete functionality. Actually, edit functionality is a form. When we click this icon and edit form, we will be display this portion. Okay, let's do that. In order to add edit form, we need 3 variables. The first one is show edit form. The second one is editing product. Namely, we select one product and then we edit it. The third one is selected product ID. Sometimes this should be null. Save this. Based on this variable, we are going to create the edit form. Therefore, first we need to use this show edit form. If this is true, then we are going to show the edit form. Let's use card here. Therefore, in Blazor, we have an edit form. Edit and product, we have it here. We just put it here. This is the edit and product. We put it here. We are going this edit and product, this product to be edited. After edit is completed, we are going to save it. Therefore, we are going to use onValid submit. Then we should have one method, save product. Later we will create this. Then we should add some class, data annotation validator. This one. Then if something is wrong or some value is null, we need to display some validation summary. Therefore, I also include validation summary here. Now we are going to create each field. For example, ID, and we have product name, and we have product price, and the date of import and availability. Then we need one button, save button. Let's do that. Now I am going to add the corresponding validation message. This is wrong. Okay, form control. Therefore, I can copy this, paste it here. I just change it here because the second one is name. Then binding value is name here. Okay, it should be name. Good. And then the validation value also, there should be name, of course. The last one is availability. Okay. Okay, now let's check the controls there. If everything is good, then we click the button and save the data or update in the database. Therefore, we need one button here. I save this. In the next step, I am going to create the SaveProduct method. When we click the Save button, it should be called this method. Therefore, first we are going to create that method first. Okay, let's create it here. We are going to call the API actually await, and we have HTTP, we know that, and then because this is update, we are going to use put as JSON async. Great. And the type is product here. Okay, we have here API base URL, then add them because we are going to add some parameter. The parameter here is, this is the one. We are going to pass this edit and product. This to be saved in the database, this object. Therefore, we just use this. This is looks good. And finally, close the edit form. Therefore, okay, now save this. This is the form. Okay, now we have completed our form. We are going to show this form. Namely, when we click this icon, the edit form should be displayed this area. Therefore, we should change this icon a toggle button. First time we click, the edit form will be show up here. Then after edit form is saved, if we click again, it should be hide. Therefore, we need to change this icon button in terms of functionality a toggle. Okay, let's do that. This is the edit anchor element. Therefore, we are going to add one method here. Namely, on click, when click, it should be triggered this toggle edit form. Okay, first we need to create this toggle edit form method. Copy. We have product here. Toggle button. Therefore, only first time click it, we are going to show the form. If second time click it, we are going to hide the form. Okay, this means is the same product or same row, click it 2 times. And the show edit form is true. At that time, we just hide the form. Else, now we are going to edit the form or save the edited product here. First, show the form true. Now we show the form. Then we just assign the select product to the editing product. Okay. Finally, we are going to get the currently selected ID. Therefore, selected ID, we have it. Then it equal to product ID. Because we are assuming that we have edited this product. Therefore, the state has been changed. State we just add here, state change. This is the show hide edit form. By using this, we can show the form and then we can hide the form. This should be called here. I already call it here. Then I also call it the save here. This is the save. Okay. Now let's run the application and see the result. Okay, first I stop this because I have added a lot of code there. Hopefully it will work. Let's click this. Okay, it's great. The edit form has been shown up. But one thing here, we will fix this. Okay. This looks good. And okay, the validation looks good because this field is required and therefore the ID field must be a number. Okay, 4, for example, it's good. Then if I here, okay, it's good. The price must be a number. Okay, great. Now the issue is only here because this is actually a checkbox. We need to check this, why it show up like this, and there are 2 of them. Okay, we will check and we will fix this. This should be only 1. Okay, because we have here 2 places, only we need 1 of them. First checkbox, then caption. Therefore, we just need this. We don't need this one. Okay. First, save this. Last time we created one large checkbox here. Here, checkbox class we created. Therefore, we should use that here as well. Let's use it here. Great. Okay, save this. Control form. Okay, for checkbox, we should not use this. Okay, now I just removed it and I just added a large checkbox. And okay, in case I stop it, save it, run it again. Hopefully, it should be fixed. Now, let's click this. Okay, it looks good. Okay, it's working. It is working. For example, I check here, it's working here. Okay, 2-way binding. Okay, great. This is great. Now, let's change it. See in the database 001. Okay, 1200 01. Now let's change it to 0. Save it. After we save the edit form, the form should be hidden. Okay, then I just change another one. Let's see later. For example, this is just like this. Okay, save it. Now I have changed this one, 88, and I just change it to 00. Let's see in the database. Okay, select. Okay, 88 and 00. Let's great. It's great. Then just change it. 55. Save it and go to database. Check it. 55. This should be 55 something. Okay, 55. Okay, great. The edit form is working. First time I click, it will be displayed. Second time I click, it should be hidden. Great. It's working great. When I click here, it's displayed the first product. If I click here, of course, it will display the second product. We have ID here, but it's not convenient. Therefore, we have to add one functionality here. Namely, when I click the product 4, only this portion, at least this portion is highlighted. Meaning the product number 4 is being edited, just like that. Therefore, in the next step, we are going to add some highlight of this action method. Namely, the selected row should be highlighted. In order to implement this, we need three things. First, we should have one select row function. For example, that function will accept product. Then, when the edit icon, this icon is clicked first time, it should get the product ID and assign it to the selected product ID. We have selected product ID variable inside this class. Then highlight the background of the current action row. For example, it should highlight here. In the second step, when we second time click it, meaning when we unselected it, because this is toggle button, when the edit icon click it second time, it should be set the selected product ID to null. Then clear the background highlight. The third step is the above process can be implemented by using a class. We will create it, get row class, and we are going to pass it a product, and which we will call a CSS class selected. Because in the above this class first time, when we click it, we get the product ID, and based on that product ID, we execute one CSS class. At that time, the background will be highlighted. Then when we click second time, meaning when we unselect it, the selected product ID will be null. Then it will be executed the highlighted class. At the result, the highlight will be cleared. Now let's do that. We just added three methods here. First, we just start from the get row class because this is a CSS class. Therefore, go here and we just add that class. First one is tr.selected, then tr.selected td. We just change the background color. Let's do it light green. Okay, that's it. Save this. We have implemented in this CSS class, but we should create this function as well. Okay, now let's implement this method or this function. we have implemented selected row by using the on key down, and we also implemented on key up event. At that time we just selected unselected row, and then we just assign it for the class, this get row class, by using this product. Okay, therefore now we save this, and because we added some code, so I stop this, run again. Hopefully column will be highlighted light green, and when we click a second time, the highlight will be gone. Okay, hopefully it should work. It's loading. Okay, let's see. Okay, now hopefully if I click this, this row just here should be highlighted light green, and the edit form will be show up here. It's not working. Might be screen is caching the previous status. Okay, clear it, then refresh again in case. Now let's see. Okay, it's highlighted. This is the first time I click it, it's highlighted light green. When I click second time, it should be, this form should be gone. Okay, the highlight also gone. Okay, this is working great. This is an indication of the which row or which products being edited. Now let's implement the delete functionality. Namely, if I click this button, delete product button, a confirmation pop-up will be displayed. If I click OK, the product will be deleted. If I click cancel, nothing will be happen. Before implement it, it's better I will give some explanation how this delete process will be implemented. Okay, let's see that with some sketch. First, we need a delete function. Then this will be called the delete product endpoint of the API. The second is, since this is a delete process, we should display a confirmation pop-up and confirm the delete action. If the OK is clicked, then we should call the API's delete endpoint inside this function. Namely, we need a method that first confirm the action. If OK, then delete product. If cancel is clicked, nothing should be happened. Let's name it confirm delete. Finally, in this process, we need a simple JavaScript function to display the pop-up. Okay, now let's get started. First, we need to create the delete function. Now we have completed delete product function. Now we are going to create confirm delete product. Before that, add that JavaScript function to the index page. Then we are going to create this function, confirm delete. Okay, let's create it here. This is a very simple function. Just return JavaScript confirm. Just confirm, then just message. That's it. This is the JavaScript function to display confirm. Save this. Now we are going to create second function, confirm delete. Now, first time, we are going to display the confirmation by calling the JavaScript function we just created in the index HTML page. Therefore, because we have injected IJS runtime, namely this JS. Then, if this is false, nothing will be happen. Okay, so save this. Because this function and this function is same name, therefore I put it JS here. It's good, and then of course I can put it here JS. Okay, this is confirm delete JS function, and save this, and the same function just call it here in order to differentiate it. Okay, this is better. This should be called in the icon. Icon is on click event. Then when icon click it, and it will become here and see the confirmation result. That's it. Okay, now we should implement it inside this icon. Okay, because we have on click event in this icon on click, and then we just implement it here, because the method name is confirm delete, and we are going to pass the product. Yeah, that's it. Now save this. Okay, so I can put it here because it's a second time. Okay, so first we just call this, then based on the condition, and we call this. Okay, save this because we added some code here, so I should stop this. Okay, let's run the API first, then let's run the UI. Hopefully it will be work. Now I am going to click this icon, delete product. Hopefully it will delete this laptop. Now it's okay because we just get, are you sure you want to delete this product? Confirmation. If I click this OK button, it should be deleted. This product should be deleted. If I click cancel, nothing will happen. First, I will click cancel, nothing happen. Okay, then click again. Now I click this OK. Hopefully this product will be deleted, and this screen will be refreshed, and there are only 3 products should be displayed. Okay, let's do that. Okay, it works great. We just deleted the laptop, and the screen has been refreshed. Okay, now let's check in the database, because we have 4 products. We just deleted the laptop, and if I display again, okay, it's only show up 3 products because the laptop has been deleted. Great, the delete functionality is working great. Now we have implemented edit functionality. We also implemented the delete functionality. We also implemented highlight of the action row. Now in the next step, we will implement the add new product. Add new is very important because most of the time we add products from the screen. Let's get started. This process includes several steps. Therefore, prior to implementation, I will draw a simple sketch and explain the process. First, I copy this, paste it here. Now, let's draw the sketch. Put it here. First, I will draw the sketch, then I will explain it line by line. Now I will explain this in detail. First time we just created one plus add button. When first click it, it should display this enter new product form. It should be toggle button. First click, display the form. In the second click, it should be hide this form. In the display status, the button caption should be changed to -add, meaning this is a toggle button. When the form closes, the caption should be restored to +add again, just like this. Then we have a add product button here. Finally, when we complete the enter process, for example, we enter ID, name, price, and the date of import, and this availability, then we will add this button, and the data will be saved to the database. In terms of this fields, this form should be same as the previous edit form. Finally, here, let's add an add product button. If everything is okay, we click this add button. This newly entered product will be saved to the database. Therefore, we need to create two functions here. The first function is add new product. This is toggle button. Therefore, when we click this button, we need to call one function, a toggle function, which will display or hide the form. We will name it toggle add form. This will be used to show or hide the add new product form. Later we will see this. Then second, we need to create add product. This is a function. This function actually, if everything is good, add product method will be called when the add product button, click it, add product method will be called, and the data will be saved to the database. Now let's implement it. We just mentioned that the add new product form should be same as the edit form in terms of fields. Therefore, we can use this form again. Before that, I need to add some parameter because we will use it during the toggle button click. Then we also need one object, new product object. Therefore, I will add two parameters here. The first one is, let me stop this application. Actually, this variable just same as the show edit form variable. So first time we initiate it with false. Then we just created one product, new product object. Okay, now we have created two variables. This will be used to show hide the form, and this will be used to save data to the database, the new product. In the next step, we are going to create the add new product form. If show edit form is true, if show add form is true, we just display the form. Therefore, I just copy it. Just copy it. Copy. I just paste it here. Then I change this. Enter new product. First I will create the form, then I will add the button. Okay, then we just change this. I will create data here. We need to add one add product button here. We have add product button. Therefore, I just change it, add product. Okay, let me confirm it. We will create this method soon. Then this is new product. All is changed to new product, new product. Okay, it looks good, and we have the correct caption, add product for this button. Good. Just save this. Okay, here should be changed to, because this is the model, this should be changed to new product. Just in case I copy this, I just replace it. Now it should be okay. We should use container here. For example, it's better to add that. Okay, now I hide this one. I also hide this one temporarily. Then just work on the show add form, and this is add new product form. Now we are going to add one button here. Okay, when nothing happened, namely in the first displaying state, it should be show plus icon, plus add, that kind of caption. When we click it, it will be changed to minus. Therefore, we are just added two icon here based on this condition. I would like to add one space, therefore I just add one HTML space here. We are ready to implement this toggle form function. First we implement this, then we are going to implement this add product. Copy this. Here, do a very simple toggle operation, for example. That's it. Okay. Now, second function is add product function. We are going to implement this. Just copy this. Okay. Now, inside this function, first we are going to add new product. If then we have new product. This new product comes from the UI, therefore ID. Namely, if this new product exists inside the database or exists inside this product list, at that time we don't add it. Therefore, I am just doing this. Then, okay. Now, this means is not exist. This is completely new product. Therefore, first thing, we need to create one product object here. Let's temporary product object. Then finally availability. Okay, we just created new object, temporary object. This is the product object. We just get it from the UI. Now let's save it. We just passed the just created product, TMP. After we add it, we need to refresh the grid. Therefore, we get all, in other words, we need to get all data again. Just refresh. Okay, now finally, after we add the product, we just clear the form. Therefore, the new product should be new product. Okay, this is necessary. Okay, we just, after save, we just refresh the form. Then, because every time we add new product, the status will be changes. Therefore, state has changed. The forms or grid's state has been changed. That's it. Now save it here. Okay, add product. This function has been completed, and this function also has been completed. Therefore, then check again. Okay, we have this button, and we have this toggle function. When we click it, this toggle function will be called, and then we have two icons here. One is minus and one is plus icon, and we have caption here. Then if this show add form is true, at that time we just show the form, add new form. This is the title of the card, and then we have here we have column add product function, and this will be add to the database, and we have here some validation and validation summaries, and all we have is new product. Now it looks good. Save this. Okay, now let's run this and see the result. Okay, here we go. Now we have add button. Hopefully, if I click this, a form will be show up here. Okay, let's do this. Okay, it looks good. Now the button is changed, button's caption, change it to minus add. If I click again, this should be plus, change it to plus. Create one product and then try to save it. If it's not work, we will fix. Okay, now for this name is laptop, then price is, okay, then there's one error here. We need to fix this. It should be display 2024. We need to fix this. Okay, first I just try to save it. Now let's go to the database and check it. Okay, okay, it's saved it. Now it's working good. Okay, first time it will be show up. Second time click it, it will be closed. After we click add product, it's just add the product to the database, and the newly add product should be displayed here. That's it. For example, 5, and then we need to enter one printer, for example, and it's 500, and the date is today. Okay, this should be added here if everything is good. But now at present we have an error here in the date of import. We will fix it. Okay, the printer has been added. Now we have 4, and if I select it, this printer should be displayed here. Okay, the printer displayed here. It's okay. In terms of data or in terms of adding new product, this application is working. Okay, in terms of show hide, this button is working great. Now only thing is here, this date of import should be some other value, because this is a default value. Therefore, we need to add one default value and fix it. And then we also add one title here. Next two things we will add is, one is fix this date of import, and another thing is we need to add here one page title. Okay, let's do that first. Okay, title here. This is the page title. Okay, save it. We need to just initialize the date of import one current value. The product class is inside the Blazor CRUD shared library. Therefore, we just go there and initialize the date of import. Okay, let's do that. This is the API. Just stop it. Then this is the inside this Blazor CRUD shared library. We have this product object. Therefore, the issue is here. New date time, then year, for example. This is the month and this is the date. Okay, let's save this and build it again. I just run the API. Okay, I just stop it because I have changed the shared library content. I just added the initializer date. Therefore, now let's check it, the product object in case here. Go to definition and see. Okay, good. Now it's taking the value. If I run it again, a new date will be show up. Okay, click. Okay, here we go. Just shows up January 1st. Now, let's add another project. Just try to test it. Okay, I just click it. It will be show up here. Okay, mouse has been show up here. Okay, it works great. If I try to hide this, click again. If I try to display it, click again. Previously, we have set the pagination items per page is 10. Therefore, until 10, this will be show up inside the first page. Actually, I am going to change this by using a drop down or by using a selector. Now let's do that. That's the final functionality. Because we are going to add it, here, the top portion. Therefore, we just add it here. Okay, first I will add one label. Then we need a method here, change page size, for example. Okay, that's it. Now I am going to create this change page size method inside the C# code portion. Before that, okay, now I just copy it, go to here, because this is unchanged event, it should be except change event August. We are going to check this value. Items per page asset time we just int because this is string, therefore we just int pass a value to string again. Okay, actually that's it. Then of course after we change the page size, we need to get data. Okay, because we have that method, we use it several times until here. Await, we have get data message there. We just call that. That's it. Now we save it it should work, because we just created this change page size function, and then this function has been called, is being called here. Okay, now we have 5, 10, 20 and 50. This is the one thing. Okay, another thing is, might be now we have here two objects, UI object. One is toggle button plus add, and the second is this pagination selector drop down. Therefore, I am going to put the pagination selector, page size selector just here. Okay, let's do it now. Just add some style related stuff. Okay, therefore, I just add one div element. Okay, then this should be, just cut it and put it here. Okay. Now let's save it and try to display, because this time we add the products. This is the page title. Then we have added page size item, namely a selector. The first we have button, then we have pagination selector, then we have add new product form, then we have QuickGrid, finally we have edit form. Okay, now I stop this because I added new code, and then I just build it again. Let's see it. Hopefully it will work. Might be in the end we need some style related stuff if necessary. If not, it should be okay. Okay, now let's run it. Okay, this is the page. Now it looks like this is good. For example, now this is the default value. Items per page is 10. Because now, okay, before changes that, I need to add one item here, new item. For example, this is 7, and then this should be A4 paper. Okay, now this is available. Now we just add A4 size paper, and this is the price, and then I just add it. Now it has been added here. Now we have all 7 products here. If I change this items per page to 5, at set time only 5 products will be shown here, and here should be changed to 2. Page 1 of 2 something. Okay. Now let's see, let's change this. Okay, now only 5 products has been displayed here. The total item number is 7. We have 7 items. Then here change it to page 1 of 2. And if I click this next, and it will be show up the 6 and the 7th products here. Okay, if I press this previous page, and it will be show up. If I change this 10, all products will be show up. This is great. And we have also 100 here. Great. This looks good, and it's working good. And we have page title here, products. At present, the availability checkbox is active. This checkbox should not be active, because the availability only can be edited by using the edit form, just using here. Therefore, we need to disable this, and these checkboxes are only display purpose. Now let's do this. Actually, it's very easy. We just add here one, disable it, just like this, and save this. In case, run again. Okay, just like this. It's good. This is only for display purpose. Until now, we have covered many aspects of the Blazor WebAssembly through this mini CRUD application. And it's working great now. However, finally, I am going to add some final adjustments as shown below. First, add style and make this selector larger. This is the items per page selector. Second, add a space between this checkbox and its caption, just here. Third, add stripe effect to the QuickGrid row. Until now, we don't have stripe effect in the QuickGrid rows. After we add it, this QuickGrid rows will be changed to just like this. For example, we have color here, background color. We don't have background color in this row. We have background color in this row, just like this. The last one is add a clear button to the add new product form. When we click it, especially ID, name, price, and availability checkbox will be cleared. The first three items, add style, add space, add stripe effect, can be done by using CSS style. For the last one, the clear button, first we need to create a button in the HTML part in the page, then create a method in the C# code portion of the page. Now let's do it one by one. Okay, now let's start with the selector. Since we are using Bootstrap CSS, we just add the Bootstrap class here. Okay, first, this is the items per page selector. Let's see, 5, 10, 20, 50, 50. Okay. This one should be 100. First, save this. Now we are going to add a class here, CSS class. This class makes the selector a little bit bigger and pretty. Okay, that's it. Save this. Now let's add a space just between the checkbox and its caption. It is in the add new product form. Therefore, this is the add new product form. This is here. This is the checkbox and this is its caption. Therefore, we are going to add a space just here. Let's do that. Let's add HTML space just here. That's it. Save this. The last one, stripe effect in the grid view. Therefore, I am going to add that CSS file. Okay, as an example, let's use the page specific or component specific CSS file. Make sure that the CSS file name and the component or page name should be same. Then in the final extension should be CSS. That's it. Therefore, I just copy this page name. Namely, Productpage.razor.css. This is a special CSS file for page or component in the Blazor web application. Therefore, we have some rules here. First, enter 2 colon, then enter deep, a word deep, then enter the element. Okay, let's do it. First, enter 2 colon, then enter deep, and then enter element, because in our case we are going to add stripe effect to the QuickGrid rows. Therefore, I just enter here tr element, and then here's one even word, because we are going to add stripe effect to the even rows. If we're going to add to it in the odd rows as a time instead of even, we need to enter odd here. That's it. Save this. Now the final item is add a clear button to the add new product form. Okay, let's do that. We are going to add a clear button just before the add product button, just here. So therefore I just copy this. The type should be button here this time. Clear. Now I need to add on-click event. Namely, when this button is clicked, a method should be called. First I add the on-click event, then I will create that function or that method. Now let's create the method. Just initiate the new product with empty properties. Now we have added the clear add new product form, and this method is being called in the clear buttons on click event. Just here. We already called it, therefore hopefully this should work. Now we are going to add some range or some property to the product object. Okay, here it looks like we already commented this line, therefore we need to delete it. Okay. Then we will add some range to this product object. Let's do that. Stop the API. There are 5 properties, and some of them should be not null, or some of them should not be negative. Therefore we need to add some range. Date time now. Okay, save this. Now it looks better. Run this again. Okay, this is our UI project, but it's refreshed. It's okay, good. Now we have implemented the last 4 adjustments. Let's run the application and make sure our changes has been implemented or not. First, it looks like the stripe effect is good. Each even rows background has been changed to Alice blue. This is great. Okay. Then let's see the items per page selector. The selector is now bigger and a little bit prettier compared to the previous one. Okay, 5. Okay, now let's see the add new product form. Okay, we just added the clear button. Let me add some name, test, price, and check this one. Now I want to clear it. Let's see the result. Okay, this become to null, this become to 0, this become to 0, and it's cleared. It's working great. And another thing is the date of import is showing today. Great. This is great. Now it looks like there is one issue. There is no space between the clear and the add product button. Therefore, we need to add a space between these two buttons. Then let me enter here -5. Okay. ID must be positive. This is working great. If I enter here -9, okay, price must be positive. This is great. Okay, now we have 5 pixel space between the clear and the add product button. Now it looks good. Okay, until now we have added all final adjustments. Now the mini CRUD Blazor WebAssembly application has been completed. In spite of we have only one page, but our content is covered a lot of Blazor WebAssembly related knowledge. First, we have display data functionality. We are displaying data directly from the database by using ASP.NET Core Web API. During this, we have implemented API-related stuff inside the program file. Namely, we have added services, we have injected services, and we have injected some other static classes as well. For example, API-based URL. Then we have injected repository service, and we also implemented CORS related policies. Then we created repository service by using Dapper mini ORM. Therefore, we have covered display data, add new data, edit or delete related Dapper ORM methods. Then after we create the repository service, we have injected it in the program file, then we used it across the application. Then we created controller methods by using the repository service, namely using the Dapper ORM and accessing database, and created controller methods or APIs endpoints. For example, get all products, get products, whole products as a list, then get specific product by using ID. Then we also created update or save, namely edit product result, save to the database or update in the database. Then we also created, if necessary, delete product methods or endpoints. Then after we create our API and related endpoints, we created our UI by using the Blazor WebAssembly. Then we also used Blazor WebAssembly's QuickGrid component. Actually, the QuickGrid component is very powerful, simple but very powerful. And then we have covered a lot of property of the QuickGrid view. For example, property column, or we just implemented custom action methods, for example, edit or delete, and then we also added forms. For example, we have a form here. This is the edit product form, and then we also added toggle buttons inside the actions column. For example, this edit icon is a toggle button. Then we also add some current row highlight. This is also a very great functionality because this is the indication of the which row is being edited. Then we also implemented column-based sort, because you see ascending and descending sorts. And here, in the case of availability, display it this availability value by using checkbox. Actually, this is very useful and very helpful. Then we also added this specific custom filter here. For example, we have a filter here. If we check this, all available items, only available items will be displayed. If we uncheck it, all items including available and not available items will be displayed. Then we have added pop-up, confirmation pop-up. Then we added pagination. In the case of pagination, we have title items here, then we have pagination itself here, and finally we also added items per page by using a selector. Then we also added the stripe effect. Actually, this stripe effect we add by using a special CSS class, namely a CSS file just specific for specific page or specific component in the Blazor WebAssembly. Sometimes we need to add CSS file just only for specific page or specific components. Until here, we have learned a lot of Blazor WebAssembly related, Web API related, data display related knowledge. Thank you for your watching. Please subscribe.